Hello, Stacy Ludwig here. Okay, so I wanted to come and do a quick video here on YouTube about how to apply our foundation two different ways. So if you don't know, I'm with Limelife by Alcone. This is our complexion palette, and this has all you need. It has two concealers in it. You can use them for any reason. This one is kind of a green color correct one, and I have my contour one. I'll show you how to use the whole palette. And this is the foundation. So our foundation is 50% pigmented. It's very high quality, and there are a couple different ways that you can apply it. Some people want a more full coverage, and some people want a coverage that is a little more sheer. So I'm going to show you both ways. If you want a full coverage, now I'm not going to do any real, let me get this one brush. I'm not going to do any real color correcting today because that's not what this is about. I have a color correct video which I will try to link, but I'm just going to put a little bit of color correct on that. That is an age spot, if you don't know. And Lord, I love my skin. I'm getting age spots already. So that's fun. And I'll put a little setting powder on that. Okay, so the first way that if you want a really full coverage, you're going to use one of these sponges. And I know we all have our favorites. We have a Blenderful sponge that is latex, non-latex, and that is very dense, so it doesn't soak up any product. You don't want one that soaks up a bunch of product. So if you have one that's very spongy, then you need to get one that's a little better quality and that's a little more dense. Okay, so we're going to do kind of half a turn in there, and that might even be too much because I did half a turn in my other color. So one full turn inside of the foundation. And like I said, this stuff, and you're going to kind of beat your face, this stuff is 50% pigmented. I'm going to put it all around and then I'll blend it. This is 50% pigmented, so you don't need a lot at all to get the coverage that you want, okay? So I'm going to do half my face this way, and this is, sorry, I'm looking in the mirror behind me, you guys. I'll have to kind of adjust to that a little bit. So I'm kind of pushing it into my face and then moving it a little. Now this, I will tell you, this is not my favorite way to use our foundation. When I do foundation, I like for the coverage to be very, very thin. So a very sheer layer, and this is not my favorite way because this is full coverage, and I really don't need full coverage. But if you have a lot of blemishes, then full coverage is going to work really well for you. Okay, so this is full coverage. It took care of the redness I had in my cheeks, so that was nice. If you want, you can kind of add a little bit more. If I wanted to cover a little more, it's buildable. So if you want to do that, you can. But it really does take care of all of the, all of the redness, anything you would want to cover, it's going to take care of that. All right, so the other way is I normally use a puffy brush. This one is the one I use all the time when I get down to the last bits of my foundation, which you see how thin it is down in there. I use one that's a little stiffer, so I use this one. So I'm going to use that one, and you're just rubbing it in. You don't need much. And that should do half my face. And you're going to just rub in little circles. I rub clockwise and counterclockwise, so I don't know if you can see me switching directions, but I'm used to doing it, so I do it pretty quickly. And I'm going to add a little bit more of the probably deeper color up here, because that gives me a little bit of a sun-kissed look when I do that. And then I'm going to circular motion. Now, like I said, this side, and I don't know if you can even tell a difference. You can let me know in comments if you can tell the difference. This side is a sheer coverage. This side is a full coverage. I can also take concealer 0, which I don't have right now because I lost it. I swear one of my kids absconded with it. So I have this. I have also, this is 1 and this is 6. I have 0, which is a light color. It matches more of this. And I use it for anytime I need like a highlight here, if I need to add that, because I have freckles and I like them to show. But if you don't want your freckles to show, you can use one that's the same color as your foundation and it'll take care of that. The other thing that I do, so it's on. I'm going to go ahead and you can let me know if you see the difference, but I'm now going to just blend this out to a sheer coverage because I don't actually like a full coverage. So if you have it full and you want to blend it out to sheer, you can do that. Okay, and I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to show you the way you can use the other concealer. This one right here, a lot of people use a stick or even like a bronzer, but you can do your contouring with this one. And I'm going to do along my jawline, along here. Don't worry, we'll rub all this in and you won't be able to tell it's so dark against my skin. I also do, if you can tell, I have a bit of an extra neck here. This is a fun thing that you inherit from your parents or your grandparents. I do a little V there and fill that in. So what I'm trying to do there is create a shadow that you're not going to be able to see all that extra skin. God bless it. Okay, then I take a smaller brush and do the side of my nose, just a little. Okay. We're going to blend all this out, so don't worry about that. The end and under my lip. So that'll make your bottom lip look a little bigger. Alright. Then once you're done putting it on, you can either use a brush like this, or you can go ahead with the small buffer brush. And these are Limelife by Alcone brushes, and you can kind of spread that out. I like to spread it a little with this little brush, but then I want to go in and, because you can buff it out with this, but then I go in with what we call the diffuser brush, and it does just that. It diffuses the color so that it's not so dark. Okay, so we're going to buff it a little bit. And the reason we do that is because it's still got some color on it. So we want to diffuse it a little. Got something in my hair. Nice, right? So all this is extra skin. I know that's not attractive, but ladies, sometimes we have to deal with this stuff. So it creates a shadow so that it doesn't look like I have a ton of extra skin there. That's nice. And then I'm diffusing this. This diffuser brush is the most amazing brush I've ever had. It really does the job of so many brushes. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And sometimes after I do that, I usually use concealer for this, but I'm going to go back and put a little bit of light foundation back up here in the middle of my nose. Okay, and that's done. There it is. So that's 2 different ways to apply. I'm trying to find my other brush here. There it is. 2 different ways to apply foundation that's wax-based, Limelife by Alcone foundation, and also how you can use your concealers to work for you in the complexion palette. You can use them for many different reasons. There's under eye you can use. I just have to color match you, so if you need color matched, put a comment and we will talk and I'll be able to color match you. This that I'm putting on now is a translucent setting powder. This is what you guys bake your face with. I do not bake. I brush it around the outside and I push it into the middle and forehead because that's where I'm oily, and then my face is completely set. I have a setting spray that I use later on after all the makeup's on, but there it is. Alright, thanks guys, thanks for watching, and you can follow me on Facebook, Stace NB, STACENB. That's my Facebook. And you can also find me on Instagram, Stacey Ludwig Beauty. See you guys.